They tried to stop her. They stacked the odds, twisted the rules, and expected the locker room and the fans to just swallow it. And yet, Rhea Ripley is going to the Elimination Chamber anyway. Let that sink in for a second. Who honestly thought she wouldn't qualify? Because what we witnessed on Raw, February 9th, 2026, wasn't just a match. It wasn't even just a qualifier. It was a message. And depending on which side you're on, that message either felt empowering or absolutely infuriating. Before we even break down what happened, answer this honestly in the comments. Do you think WWE wanted Rhea Ripley in the Elimination Chamber from the start, or did she force their hand? Now let's talk about why this night has people arguing, shouting, and rage posting all over the internet. From the moment Raw kicked off, there was tension in the air. You could feel it. Not the fun kind, the uncomfortable kind. The kind where you know something controversial is about to go down. Rhea Ripley's name was already buzzing before she even walked through the curtain. And that's the thing about Rhea. She doesn't need to speak to dominate the room. She doesn't need a mic. She doesn't need approval. All she needs is space. And Raw gave her just enough rope to either hang herself or drag the entire division with her. Which do you think she chose? The qualifier itself was framed as fair. You heard that word a lot during the night. Fair, balanced, opportunity. But if you actually watched closely, you know better. This wasn't designed to elevate everyone. It was designed to test Rhea Ripley, and maybe, just maybe, to expose her. Multiple opponents, conflicting styles, fast pacing meant to gas her out. On paper, this should have been chaos. In reality, it became a clinic. But here's where the anger starts creeping in for a lot of fans. Because from the opening lockup, Rhea didn't just look prepared, she looked inevitable. Is that a problem, or is that just greatness? Drop a comment. Are you tired of Rhea Ripley always feeling like the final boss, or is that exactly what makes her special? Let's talk psychology for a second. Watch her eyes during this match, not her moves, her eyes. There's no panic, no rush, no wasted motion. Every time someone tried to speed things up, Rhea slowed it down. Every time someone went high risk, she made it hurt. And this is where fans split down the middle. One side says, she's dominant, she's earned this, she's the standard. The other side says, she's overprotected, nobody gets to shine when she's around. So which side are you on? Because Raw didn't answer that question, it provoked it. Halfway through the match, something subtle but important happened. The crowd noise changed. Not louder, sharper. That sound where half the audience is cheering and the other half is groaning at the same time. That's not apathy. That's engagement. That's when you know a star is dangerous. Rhea Ripley thrives in that space. She feeds on division, both in the ring and in the audience, and WWE knows it. That's why this qualifier wasn't clean and simple. It had interruptions, momentum swings, moments where it looked like Rhea might actually lose. But notice this. Every close call came from desperation, not dominance. Nobody outpowered her. Nobody outsmarted her. They survived her until they didn't. Be real in the comments. Did you ever actually believe Rhea was going to lose this qualifier? Now let's address the moment that lit the comment sections on fire, the finish. No matter how you feel about Rhea Ripley, you felt something when it happened. A sudden shift, a brutal sequence, a statement-ending move that didn't just win the match, it ended the conversation. And that's where the outrage comes in. Because for some fans, it felt too decisive, too clean, too final. Like the rest of the division was just background noise. Is that Rhea's fault, or is that WWE failing to build credible threats? This is where the debate gets spicy, so don't dodge it. Is Rhea Ripley burying the division or exposing how shallow it really is? When the referee's hand hit the mat for the final count, the reaction wasn't just cheers. It was shock, frustration, resignation, that feeling of course this happened. And yet, nobody left their seat. Because love her or hate her, you can't look away. Rhea Ripley qualifying for the Elimination Chamber didn't just add another name to the structure. It changed the temperature of the entire match. Now, every other competitor isn't just thinking about surviving the chamber, they're thinking about surviving her. That's a different kind of pressure. Let's zoom out for a second. The Elimination Chamber isn't just about wrestling skill alone, it's about endurance, timing, pain tolerance, mental warfare. And if we're being honest, Rhea Ripley is practically engineered for this environment. Steel, isolation, controlled violence. This is her habitat. So here's a question that might make some people uncomfortable. Is it actually unfair to put Rhea Ripley in the Elimination Chamber, or unfair to everyone else? Think about it. Backstage segments after the match only added fuel to the fire. You could see it on the faces of other competitors. That forced professionalism, that tight smile. They know what this means. They're not just fighting for a title anymore. They're fighting against inevitability. And WWE didn't try to hide it. Commentary leaned into it. Camera shots lingered on Rhea longer than necessary. The framing made it clear. She's not just in the chamber. She's the problem inside it. And that's either brilliant storytelling or dangerously predictable booking. Which one do you think it is? Here's where things get really interesting. Rhea Ripley didn't celebrate like someone who just qualified. No over-the-top reactions, no relief. She acted like this was step one, like the chamber itself is just another obstacle, not the destination. That kind of confidence can inspire fans or completely turn you against you. And judging by the reaction online, it's doing both. Let's be real for a moment. If any other superstar qualified the way Rhea did, this conversation would be different. But Rhea Ripley carries history with her. Dominance, controversy, polarization. She doesn't get the benefit of the doubt anymore. Every win is scrutinized, every push questioned, and Raw on February 9th leaned directly into that tension. They didn't soften her, they didn't humanize her, they amplified her. Is that smart heading into the Elimination Chamber? Or is WWE setting her up to be the most satisfying elimination of the night? Sound off. Do you think Rhea Ripley is walking into the chamber to win it, or walking out finally exposed? One thing is undeniable. This qualifier succeeded in one major way. People are talking, arguing, debating, rewatching. That's not an accident. Ring Rumble thrives on moments like this, moments that split the audience and force you to pick a side, and Rhea Ripley just became the center of that storm. As the show went off the air, there was no neat bow tied around this moment, no clear hero, no clear villain, just a powerful presence standing in a spotlight, daring the rest of the division to step up. And now the Elimination Chamber looms, steel chains, plexiglass, no escape. And somewhere inside that structure, Rhea Ripley is waiting. So here's the final question. Don't skip it, don't dodge it. When the chamber door finally locks, is Rhea Ripley walking out victorious or walking out finally exposed? Drop your thoughts, argue with each other, defend your side. Because love her or hate her, one thing is clear. Rhea Ripley qualifying for the Elimination Chamber didn't just shake Raw, it set the entire road ahead on fire. And that fire, it's spreading. Because once Raw ended, the real chaos began outside the ring. Social media exploded within minutes, not hours, minutes. Clips of the finish were everywhere. Slow-mo breakdowns, freeze frames, rage captions in all caps. Some fans calling it dominance, others calling it favoritism, a loud group calling it the same old story. And here's the uncomfortable truth WWE doesn't want to say out loud. Rhea Ripley doesn't just win matches, she exposes fault lines in the fan base. That's power. Now ask yourself this and be honest in the comments. If this exact qualifier played out the same way, but with a different superstar winning, would people still be this angry? You already know the answer. Let's talk about what nobody wants to admit. Rhea Ripley qualifying for the Elimination Chamber feels inevitable because WWE has conditioned us to see her that way. But inevitability is a double-edged sword. On one side, it creates a monster. On the other, it creates resentment. And WWE leaned hard into the monster side. No sympathy angles, no underdog framing, no against all odds narrative. Instead, it was, here she is, deal with it. That tone alone is enough to make people furious. Because wrestling fans don't just want outcomes, they want permission to accept them. And WWE didn't ask for permission on February 9th. Rewatch the moments after the bell. The camera didn't rush away. The commentary didn't soften the impact. They let it breathe. That silence before the crowd reaction swelled, that was intentional. They wanted you uncomfortable. They wanted the question lingering in your head. Who actually stops her? And if you can't answer that question confidently, frustration sets in. Drop this one below. Name one superstar in the Elimination Chamber who realistically eliminates Rhea Ripley. No maybe, no if booked right, one name. Because here's where things get dangerous. The Elimination Chamber isn't just another match type, it's a reputation killer. It exposes weaknesses fast: cardio, pain tolerance, recovery time, mental composure when things go wrong.